tied into one of those anchors. I'm just going to adjust the symmetry on all those ones. Boom, boom. Okay. If I just have a look at this at the moment, you know, it's definitely full arrest. It's too long to be able to, I can actually fall over the edge. So as I'm working, I'm just going to need to put in a little Prosic rig to this so that it will prevent me from falling over the edge as I'm doing my setup. So I'm on this line. I'm just going to put my Prosic on here. That's it. And provided that I just keep an eye on this Prosic, it's now going to act as a temporary fall restraint. So do my carabiners up so I can walk back towards the edge of the cliff. Okay, it can sort of restrain me. There's a group down there, and then I can walk around and do what I need to do. Okay, so I want to basically have the focal point of my lowering system, you know, somewhere near the edge of the cliff, because I want to be able to look down and see what's happening, but I also don't want it sort of so close that it's over the edge of the cliff. You know, I want to be able to sort of, you know, belay them from the top. So then I'm doing my other anchor point there. If I come back over here then, I'm going to set up my focal point. I probably want it to be, you know, around here somewhere, so I'm going to do a figure 8 on the bite. Okay, that's probably too close to the edge of the cliff, so if I just feed that extra long bite of rope back into there and loop that over, I'm going to have a really nice focal point, probably just about where I want it to be. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, because I'm lowering, I just want to sort of flake all the rope out onto the ground to make sure I'm not going to lower onto any knots. Okay, and I know that the rope's going to feed out nice and well. For this demonstration though, however, let's just say there's a knot in it somewhere there. So I've tied an alpine butterfly. Now again, just check the symmetry of that knot, and then I'm going to come back to my belay point at the end of the rope, and for this demo we're going to be just using the bag. I'm going to put them on belay here. What's that? Okay, so we're going to pretend that. Okay, so is everyone happy so far? Yep. Okay, you know, I could even just clove hitch myself back into there and get rid of that Prosic, but I think I'll just keep that Prosic there for the time being, you know, that's okay for me. So you'll just have to excuse me while I turn my buddy over. Okay.
You want to be my buddy because that'll happen to you.
Okay. So here we go, I've got to do this knot bypass, so what's my first step? Yeah, so I may as well just tie off this belay device. So it's very much now a 3D sort of context. So tie off, you know, with lots of room. Okay, what am I going to do next? Yep, I could do a backup knot. So eventually I'm going to bypass the knot, so I need a backup knot back into the anchors in case things go wrong. You know, so this is where you need a fair few, like, you know, locking carabiners. You can always do with, you know, quite a few. What am I going to do now?
Prosic.
Yep, I'm going to grab a Prosic, and I'm going to put a Prosic knot on the rope, and it's going to act as a rope grip. So just adjust the symmetry. You know, I'm just going to tie a knot in that, so where I attach into the rope is really close to the to there. What am I doing next? Yep. Yep, I'm going to use my metre long sling, and I'm going to use it as a load releasing hitch. Okay, so I've got another carabiner there into the anchor. I've got that one into the prosig that's acting as a rope grab. I'm going to just extend out my tape where the bar tacking is, or the welding. I'm going to put towards the end there. I'm then going to come back down through the carabiner, just adjust that. I'm then going to do my my prosig, or my munter hitch. So I've tied that off nice and short. I know that when I tie it off, it's hard to undo under load. So I'm just sort of doing a half hitch there on the bite, knowing that it'll make it a bit easier for me to undo that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, just do a systems check, you know, so basically set it up, but let's do our ABC here, because while that belay device is tied off, I've got all day just to double check everything over. So I've got my prosig acting as a rope grab, squeeze testing carabiners, I've got my load releasing hitch on my munter hitch. I just need to do that carabiner up. I'm squeeze testing that, checking my backup. Everything's on and it's right to go. Okay, so now I can go about doing the skill. So I know that I've only got a metre to work with, so the first thing I need to do is undo my loaded belay device. And there's an art form in being able to untie it without actually the load slipping at all, always being in control. Belaying means self-guarding someone from climbing. I'm going to hold that and I'm going to keep lowering them until we get fairly close to the knot. So I'm just lowering, lowering, lowering. You know, if you can't quite see where the knot is, you know, make it sort of really ergonomic for you. So lower, lower, lower. I'm fairly close now, so I'm going to slide that forward and set it. You know, I've put it forward. I'm going to check that it's going to grab, and then I'm going to sort of loosen off the rope there on the belay device, so it's all good. Okay, next step. Yep, so I'm going to untie that. Reset it up so that it is the other side of the knot. Okay, do I just tie that off straight away? Yeah, I want to do some adjusting so it's as close to the knot as possible. You know, a belay device is a two-way sort of device, so make sure it's really close to the device. Do your half hitch. 1, 2. So that's it locked off there. Do I need my backup knot? No, I don't. I'll undo that because my belay device is tied off. Okay, I'm going to undo that one. Okay, so just check that's all good. So now I'm going to untie my load releasing hitch. There we go. And then I'm going to just slowly lower the load until, you know, I've got about a metre to work with until it's all on the belay device. And there we go. I can keep lowering. Okay, so we've kind of packaged it so that you've got, I need everyone to use one 50-metre rope, build an anchor system, do the skill, and then lower the person all the way to the ground. Okay, so it will take a little bit longer to sort of set up. Ideally, if we can have one person set their focal point up sort of here somewhere off those two anchors,